to the 8th episode of Heart of Bastrop. You'll see I'm all by myself today because poor TJ's not feeling well, and she's doing what we should all do this time of year. When you're not feeling well, you need to stay home. But people who are feeling great and are anxious to visit with us today, I've got two special guests. My first guest today is Maria Montoya Hohenstein. Maria, so good to see you.
I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for joining us. And you heard that I'm having a hard time with the name of your business, Painted Bunting Art and Gifts. And you're telling me that Painted Bunting is a bird.
Yes, and now that we're a bird city here at Bastrop, we have to start to get to know our birds.
Yes.
And so we named our business, before we became a bird city, Painted Bunting Art and Gifts, because number one, painted bunting is one of my favorite birds. It is magnificently colored, all different colors. It looks like it's been dipped into different paints of or bowls of paint. It's
Wow.
a lovely bird to see, and it's here at Bastrop along with so many others.
So you said it's like it's been dipped in a bunch of colors. What are the main colors in the bird?
We have blue and yellow and orange red, and it's a gorgeous bird.
Well, now you made me want to go find one.
Yes, you'll be lucky to see one.
That's great. Well, Maria's here to talk with us about two different things today. The first being the main event. Talk to us about main event.
Okay, so we have a bunch of artists that are downtown now. We have about 10 of them at Bridges Emporium and several others at R.A. Green Mercantile. And that becomes the basis of this grassroots movement of having what we call a main event the first weekend of every month. And it's over a Friday and a Saturday. And the idea is to bring more arts and culture activities down to Bastrop to back up with what already is happening there, which is wonderful music and also food and drink. So we are happy to have those Friday night. We usually have art pop-ups in different places, and people can then see different artists every time they come. And also we have a special engagement event. Sometimes we're sketching a model and people are doing that, and all of the things that we do are free of charge to the public.
And I know last month you had some fantastic sidewalk art out.
Yes, that's right.
That was a really fun thing. So the
Yes.
event, it's Friday night and then also into Saturday morning.
That's right.
Is that right?
Right. So Friday night we focus on either a date night sort of event or girls' night out. Guys are welcome to come as well. And then on Saturday it's more focused around the family. And so we had chalk art, and what I really loved about this is that we had 13 different businesses participating because the retail shops are a big part of this. And so the retail shops were able to have their own person, whether it was their cook or whether it was their server or whether it was a friend of the retail shop owner that was able to draw some kind of chalk art in front of their business. And so we had 13 people participate, and it was great because these were not all artists, but we have very creative people here in Bastrop. So those are the kinds of contests and events that we would have on Saturday.
It was a lot of fun. I walked around and took pictures of the different murals. Mm-hmm. It was really fun. And it's such a reminder that you can't just go once and say, oh yeah, I've already been to the main event. Every single event's going to be different. So people just need to mark that first weekend of the month and come on down.
That's correct. Yes.
Now we've talked about birds, and I think that's the other event that you want to visit about. Tell us about that.
Well, we were very excited to learn that we had become a bird city. And so one of 4 in Texas, and I think that's a real privilege for us to be able to, and a blessing for us to be that. And so we are organizing, and we're just a part of this larger group led by Dorothy Scarnellis, organizing this event, which is during the same time as Tourism Week, which is the second weekend in May. And so what we're doing the 6th, 7th, and 8th is there are all different kinds of things happening, along with small conferences and talks. So we also have things like beer and bird songs at 2 of our beer, I don't know, we call them wineries or breweries, I guess breweries, right? Yeah. And then we will also have tattoos, not permanent, but temporary tattoos for kids. We're thinking we're having also a bird nest hat contest. We will also have murals in and around the courthouse sidewalk sidewalk art, right? Where people will be doing bird-themed kind of sidewalk art.
But I also know about a mural. Are you going to talk about that at all?
Oh, well, yes. Yes, I'll be, I think we're planning, and I know we're planning to have the first bird mural up during that time, and we're hoping that can be unveiled during that time, and I think it will be. And so I won't tell you exactly what it is, because then we'll just need to wait and see what it is. That's right.
It's going to be out at Bob Bryant Park, though.
That's correct.
And I'm so glad that you called out that Bastrop is one of the 4 cities in the state of Texas.
Yes.
And we were up with several people applied, and the other cities that got it, some like Houston and Dallas,
Yes.
are huge cities,
Right.
and Bastrop got to be one of the first inaugural cities. And it's just great to know that from artwork to sidewalk, murals in town.
Right.
And I know that the library just had a birding 101, and over 36 people attended the 4-week course.
Yes.
So birding, it's free, it's fun, the
Yes.
family can do it.
Right.
And when do we need to be watching for those painted bunting birds?
Well, those come at different times of the year, and I remember when I lived in Red Rock, they were around. So, not sure when they're going to be passing by here, when you'll be able to see them, but you keep your eyes open for those and other birds like the scissortails and all those wonderful birds that exist that we're so lucky to have. Yeah.
Well, give us the address for Bridges.
Sure. So Bridges is Emporium is a 920. It's on 920 Main Street, and there are 10 artists there, and we also have a computer guide that helps us keep our computers going. So we're happy to be there.
So people, sometimes they walk by and they may think it's just one long shop, but
Right.
really it's a wide variety of artists and all kinds of just wonderful local artists.
That's correct. And the same for R.A. Green Emporium, which is on this side of Main Street. We also have a variety of art and artisans at that shop as well.
So, and you were saying, like on the main event for Friday night, it can be a date night or it can be a girls' night out, because there just happens to be a few restaurants and a few wine tasting,
yes.
and there's plenty of things to do on Main Street.
There was a Houston couple who came through, and they said to me, "Do you always have live music going on here on a Saturday?" I'm like, "Yes, every Saturday night there is music going on." So people don't understand the gem that they have in downtown Bastrop, and they do need to experience it.
Now, Maria, we've talked about the main event and we've talked about birding, but you've got something else going on in your life. What are you training for right now?
Well, in the first weekend in April, I am doing an ultra marathon, and that's trail running at Brazos State Park.
Now, I think you told me that's 50K?
Yes, that's 50K.
Okay, so that's not a 5K. That's not even a 10K. That's a 50K.
That's right.
And if I understand correctly, you decided to start there? Is that true?
That's correct. Our family does Thanksgiving runs ourselves. We do a 5-mile through Tahitian, which is pretty hilly. But those are really the only informal things. But I've always enjoyed running, but this is the first one. I thought, hey, let's just start at the top and just get the ultramarathon done, and then we can go on from there.
I love the spunk that you have
We'll
to
see.
start with a 50K. I think that is fantastic. And I guess you can be running after the birds sometimes, too.
Yeah.
Now, you told me there was going to be some other little creatures around.
Oh, well, no. I mean, I used to have some really interesting pets when I lived in Red Rock.
I thought you told me you're going to be running with alligators.
Well, there are alligators in those ponds. That's true. But we do know that they do run faster than most humans, but they can't zigzag and they cannot climb trees. So I'm counting on that.
Well, that seems like a good thing to know before you're running a 50K. You want to find out what kind of animals are around. And my second guest is going to be from Dinosaur Park, and I think those alligators have been around a long time as well. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're invited to the second annual Bastrop County Bridal Extravaganza, March 27th through the 29th at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Bastrop, a 3-day event full of fun and prizes, sponsored by Craig's Jewelry. Visit online at craigsjewelry.com. The weekend starts off with a cocktail mixer, Friday, March 27th from 7 to 9, followed by the bridal scavenger hunt on Saturday, March 28th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can pick up your cards at the front desk of the Hampton Inn for a chance to win thousands of prizes. The Bridal Extravaganza show is Sunday, March 29th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. There'll be vendors, a runway show, food and fun, and lots of door prizes. The best part is it's all free. Pre-register online to win additional prizes at BastropBrides.com and pick up your free tickets.
My second guest today is Austin Nunez with the Dinosaur Park. And I hear that you've been a dinosaur fan for a long time.
Yes, thanks for having me. And absolutely, I've been a fan of dinosaurs since I was like 3 years old.
Well, then you've got the dream job.
Pretty much. It's a family business, so I've sort of been born into it. Just been working my whole life towards it. And it's super fun. Like I've never lost the passion for dinosaurs, so it's just something I enjoy doing. Absolutely.
That's fantastic. So let's start with the basics. Some people don't even know we have a dinosaur park in Bastrop County. So tell us the address.
We're at 893 Union Chapel Road, and it's just outside of both Bastrop and Austin, just between the two. And our main attraction, we have Our main attraction is a half-mile nature trail. We have 31 life-size dinosaur statues, and we're always expanding. We're always getting more stuff, rearranging, repainting. We do have a little scavenger hunt along the way. It's a little I Spy game. There's 15 items that are throughout the trail and marked with little signs. You go throughout the trail, you'll find them. You have to just look for them and just see what you can find out there.
So it's truly a very family-oriented event. And
Absolutely.
So, and you tell me your hours?
We're open from 10 to 4 and Thursdays through Sunday.
Okay.
But for spring break currently, which we're fast approaching, I think technically our spring break hours start this week. We're open all week.
And 10 to 4 on all of those days?
For the next 2 weeks.
And what fantastic weather we're having, and what a great place. You said it was a half-mile trail?
Absolutely.
And so you can go see the dinosaurs, and I think for certain age groups, what a fantastic place to have a birthday party. And you told me you guys did birthday parties as well.
We do birthday parties. It's just a $25 reservation fee. You get a little covered pavilion with 4 picnic tables, and then the price just sort of like increases as you add more kids, but the per child cost goes down, so it's a little balance there.
So for families that are looking for something new to do, and I can tell you as a mom, the idea of going to the birthday party and leaving the birthday party and not having to clean up afterwards is very desirable, and all the kids love dinosaurs.
Absolutely.
So what kind of things do you do at the birthday party?
The birthday party, we generally don't do anything like for the parties. It's just all up to them. We allow piñatas, cake, food, just whatever you want to bring. And do
so
it for
the
yourself.
Kids could all do the I Spy game and do that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much everything we have out there is just self-paced, self-guided. All the dinosaurs have information plaques that sit right next to them, and you can learn all about them. Some of the kids don't care about the information. They just want to see the dinosaurs, take pictures, just run through. Just something for everybody, absolutely.
I think that's great. So you said you've been a fan of dinosaurs for a long time. What was the first dinosaur that you got interested in? Do you remember?
Probably the T-Rex. It's like the ones everybody starts with. I think what got me into it, I saw one of the Land Before Time movies, and that's what started the craze.
So Land Before Time, Jurassic Park. There's been plenty of movies about dinosaurs.
Oh, absolutely.
It's great that they're available, and you're so close, because if you're halfway between Bastrop and Austin, how long did it take you to get to the studio today?
Not any time at all. I didn't come from the park today, but
I think it's about a 10-minute drive, isn't it?
Absolutely,
10, 15 minutes?
About 10, 15 minutes from Bastrop, maybe 20 or 30 if you got traffic, but yeah, it's a pretty short distance. It's enjoyable.
And reasonably priced. Tell us the prices to get to the park.
It is $8 for the kiddos up to 12, and then past that, it's $9 for the teens and adults.
And when they pay their fee to get in, they can stay as long as they want.
Yes, you get a wristband. It's pretty much like a little day pass. You can enter and exit as much as you leave until the closing time.
I think that's fantastic. And I think Sarie's got quite a bit of B-roll, as they call it in the business, and I know everyone's going to get an opportunity to see the park. And do people ever go running on the trail at all?
I don't know. It's
Except
certainly
little kids run everywhere, don't
certainly,
they?
absolutely. It's definitely suited for it. It's asphalt. It's paved most of the way. Gets a little bumpy and whatnot in some areas, but it would be a suitable running trail if that's what.
Well,
you
don't be
so
surprised
desire.
if you see Maria running through the trail while
Absolutely.
she's training for her 50K. So I think that it's another one of those treasures deep in the heart of Bastrop County. How many visitors do you guys get a year? Do you keep track of those kind of numbers?
We get about 40,000, and then about 10% of those, I believe, are just school groups. We get a lot of school groups, like students coming in with a field trip and then just visiting the park.
We told you that TJ wasn't feeling well, so she wasn't with us today. But with 40,000, I have to say, that's amazing, because if TJ was here, that's exactly what she would be saying to us. So, Austin, thank you so much for coming out today, and thank you for letting us send a film crew out to the Dinosaur Park.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. We were happy to have you.
You bet.
Sarie Wigenfeld, and today we are here at one of my personal favorite spots in Bastrop County, the Dinosaur Park. So calling all paleontologists, come on in and let's get a tour.
Welcome, come on in.
Awesome, great to see you. So we're in the new revamp, well, relatively new, about 2 to 3 years old, correct? So, and this has been, it's a whole new building.
Yes, it's
Right.
about 4 times larger than the building that we started with, our original little gift shops, gift center. And
Right.
It's just an expanded version of that.
Right, and you definitely stepped up the game, because these new exhibits are really incredible, and it really kind of makes you feel like as soon as you walk in, you're like, oh wow, okay, I'm entering a whole new era and a whole new
Absolutely.
time, and it's definitely changed the game, and these awesome memorabilia and things along those lines, little gifts, trinkets that you can bring to your friends, or if, let's say, there's birthday parties, do y'all do like little bags of some of these fun little things that, like, if I wanted to have my child's birthday party here, I could come and like fill little gift bags with some fun little trinkets like this, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got plenty of stuff from like collector type items or just little novelty gifts, just something for everybody out here. Absolutely.
Oh, that's so great. Right, and so for like the true paleontologists, you have some options for them as well, right?
Certainly, we've got the fossil replicas, stuff like that. The more expensive, more accurate, like model kits and all that
Right.
sort of stuff for the hardcore collectors.
Right. Allosaurus, this is like the claw from the movie, right?
Yes, it's
Ah!
just a large dinosaur claw. It was big meat eater, kind of giant hook hands.
Right.
Very scary looking.
Right. Great. Well, I can't wait to get outside and see some more exhibits and kind of check out a little bit more of this park and show our viewers, and hopefully y'all can come on down to the Dinosaur Park. What are your hours?
We're open from 10 to 4, usually Thursday through Sunday, and then we have special hours, like currently we're on spring break hours. We're open all week, just because we're in school holiday.
Great. All right, so come on down. Look how cute this is. You can come and get a family portrait right here with the Triceratops. Oh my gosh! Look at this. It's like moving. So cool. It's a T-Rex. For me, as a really tall girl, I'm definitely feeling a little bit dwarfed. These are great. It's Littlefoot. So this is the Triceratops. She's really, really big and kind of intimidating with her horns and everything. She's actually an herbivore. And she's always been one of my favorite dinosaurs, actually, because, you know, I can always do the fun little play off of her name and insert my name there, too. And, yeah, she's really cute. Look at how big. And so I wonder, is this projected to be life-size?
Yes, all of our dinosaurs on the trail are life-size, as based on just our current scientific understanding. All of the ones that are on the statue that have a plaque like this they are to scale.
To
as they were as an adult.
Yay, that's awesome. I think the hardest part about being here, though, is like I can't climb this and go and pet her and try and make friends with her. She's so cute and so great. Like, well, I'm glad that you pointed this out. So there's always this little piece of information right here on these plaques that give you like about where they lived, the time, the era that they lived as well, because there were specific. Just because there were dinosaurs doesn't mean that they all lived in the same dinosaur era. Correct. So it gives you all that information. The location, all kinds of things like that too. So it's a really informative, fun place. I don't know if you homeschool or whether you're just looking for a great educational experience and field trip. This is also, the Dinosaur Park is a huge place to come and consider, I think. Do y'all do homeschool trips ever?
Yes, we have a wide variety of school groups. That's, I think, about 10% of our customer base is just school groups.
Right.
And we do regular schools and homeschools and private schools, everything.
All of the above.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, that's perfect, because I mean, this is so much fun, but it's very educational as well.
Certainly.
And who doesn't love to learn while having fun? All right, you want to move on to our next exhibit?
All right.
All right. All right, so Austin, this is your favorite dinosaur, correct?
Yes, this is Carnotaurus. This has just been my favorite ever since I was a little kid. It's in a lot of movies. It's got the unique horns on the top of its head.
Oh yeah, like the little bull horns.
Absolutely, that's where it got its name. Carnotaurus means flesh-eating bull.
Oh, perfect. That makes sense now.
Perfectly.
So tell me about his itty-bitty arms, because that's kind of funny looking. Like they're just kind of there.
So Carnotaurus's arms were even smaller compared to its body size than T-Rex's.
Yeah.
And its arms were thought to be by scientists they're vestigial, which means they had absolutely no use. Pretty much there's some kinds of whales out there that have back legs that they don't use at all. Just tiny little flipper-looking legs. And this thing was thought to be the same way. It just had tiny arms. It had no use for them. It didn't have any sort of deal going on with them. It was practically on the way of getting rid of its arms.
Right. So like on the evolutionary out.
Yes.
We're ousting the arms because we don't really need them anymore.
Pretty much, yeah. This was a sprinter. It was like a prehistoric cheetah. It would
Oh,
run.
wow. Yeah. I think I can kind of tell by the way that this whole structure is built, too. It's like kind of leaning forward. It looks like it's built for agility and speed.
Yes.
So,
This is a very fast dinosaur, and it didn't really need its arms to attack prey. It used the head and its jaws.
Right. Huh. Interesting. You learn something new every day, especially when you come to the Dinosaur Park.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this big old thing behind me is kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Don't eat me! It's giving me a serious, like, creep vibe because it's, like, visually huge. Could you imagine living, like, having to live next to something this large with those incredible teeth? And, no, I'm out. Woo! All right. Austin, for real, though, will you tell me a little bit about this guy here? Do I have, like, the right senses for being a little creeped out being by this thing? Because it looks like a pretty lethal creature.
Yes, this was T-Rex. This is pretty much the world's favorite dinosaur.
Right.
One of the largest carnivores ever to exist. It had, and you absolutely have right to be scared. This dinosaur had the most powerful bite force of any animal ever to live. This thing could crush bone, it could crush armor, it could crush plating that other dinosaurs had. It just went straight through pretty much everything. This was a very powerful animal.
So if I was like a powerful knight and had my breastplate and my sword, I still probably wouldn't stand a chance.
Probably not. Yeah, this dinosaur was, most of its prey, most of the herbivores that lived with it, were armored dinosaurs. Dinosaurs like the Ankylosaurus or the Triceratops.
Right.
So it was built to help eat dinosaurs like that.
With like extra thick bones.
It was designed to crush bone and armor plating.
Lovely. And I know, like, people kind of think, well, like you said, it's their favorite, but maybe because it comes from that that movie, you know, I have a big head and little arms, and they just kind of think that it's funny and cute. But in reality, when you come here down to the Dinosaur Park and see how large they are and see the scale of these incredibly sharp teeth, it gives you a little bit more of a real sense in reality that, like, it's not just this friendly big head and little arms. It's kind of, it's lethal.
This was a dinosaur to be scared of, at least back in the day.
Excuse me. Yeah, I can see that. All right. So y'all, I have just been informed, I found out for the very first time right now that they have just completed within this last year a brand new exhibit. So even if you've been to the Dinosaur Park before, you definitely don't want to miss this new exhibit. It is amazing. We're not going to show you on camera because y'all need to come on down and check it out yourself. But it is absolutely breathtaking and large and big, and I'm telling you, they wanted to bring it and they brought it with this exhibit. It is incredible.
So I'm so thankful to our two special guests, both Maria and Austin, showing us great things to do in the heart of Bastrop County. And I wanted to talk about a few things that we have coming up. On Monday, March 16th, Christus Santa Rosa is providing free mammograms for all women. If you call 210-704-4100, they'll get you scheduled for your mammogram. And then staying in that medical field, Physicians Premier is providing for free CPR for adults, children, and infants, in addition to the AED training. And that is available at a class on March 19th. And then for the city of Bastrop, we know that Bastrop Independent School District is considering a bond, and they have a community forum. I know people have lots of questions, and I'm going to share with you folks, Facebook is not always the best place to get all of the accurate information. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, or information that you would like to request, or ideas that you would like to share, please come to the community forum. It's March 22nd at 2 p.m. They're holding it at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. And also on that day, Barton Hills Farms is having their spring festival. Both of those events are on March 22nd. The school board community forum starts at 2 p.m. and the spring festival's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you can go before or after you go to the community bond school forum. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope that TJ will be feeling 100% and be back with me next week. And until then, have a great time in the heart of Bastrop County.